Close your eyes and think for a moment. What is a Netflix movie? Try again. What is a Netflix show? You can name the hits: Stranger Things, Wednesday, K-pop Demon Hunters. But what is Netflix's identity? Disney has Mickey Mouse and Star Wars. HBO has dragons, mobsters, and Harry Potter. Netflix? It has cemented its name by being jack of all trades and a master of none. Netflix is one of the biggest streaming platforms in the world. There is no doubt in that. But for years, there has been chatter about what Netflix's brand identity really is. It has a little bit of everything, and not a lot of one thing. So, the streaming giant decided to fix that problem in the loudest way possible. It bought itself a whole new personality for $83 billion. Last week, Netflix made its biggest move in the company's history. It announced a deal to acquire most of Warner Bros. Discovery. And suddenly, its personality crisis seemed to be over. If the deal closes in the later half of 2026, Netflix won't just be a streaming platform. It will be the home of Batman, Harry Potter, and the entire wizarding world. In one stroke, Netflix would transform from the place you watch everything to the place that owns the biggest stories ever written. It looked like the credits were ready to roll, the deal was done, the stage was set. But then came the plot twist. 3 days later, on December 8th, everything changed. Paramount, a smaller rival, slammed its hand on the table. It launched a hostile takeover bid for Warner Bros. It offered $108 billion, far more than Netflix's $83 billion. And it went straight to the shareholders, skipping Warner's leadership entirely. Paramount said its offer was superior in every dimension. And so began the fight. Netflix versus Paramount. For control of one of the most powerful studios in the world. This is now expected to stretch well into 2026. A hostile takeover is when a company tries to buy another company without the consent of the target company's management. A friendly deal is approved by both sides. A hostile deal is like breaking into a house through the window. Warner Bros. Discovery now has 10 days to respond to the offer. And the firm's board is reportedly not planning to walk away from Netflix's deal. Doing so would force them to pay Netflix a $2.8 billion penalty. But which offer is better? Netflix's proposal includes Warner Bros. Studio and streaming networks. Its offer values those holdings, which include brands such as Warner Bros., New Line Cinema, and HBO Max, including any debt. Netflix is offering to pay around $23 per share. It is also giving existing Warner Bros. Investors a stake in the new company. Paramount, by contrast, says it wants control of the entire company. This means it wants to take control of the firm's traditional pay TV networks, which are seen as a declining business. Its deal values the entire company at around $108 billion. Paramount is proposing to pay $30 per share in an all-cash offer. In both cases, the target completion date is many months away. Paramount's bid is backed by money from multiple places. Some from Jared Kushner's investment firm, some from funds from West Asia, and some from the Ellison family, one of the richest families on Earth. Larry Ellison, the tech billionaire, is the father of Paramount's CEO. He also has close ties with President Donald Trump, and according to reports, Ellison called Trump right after the Netflix deal was announced. He warned the president that the Netflix takeover would hurt competition. Soon after, Paramount suddenly launched its shocking bid. Even Trump himself has been publicly inconsistent. At one point, he questioned the Netflix deal. Later, he said neither company was, quote-unquote, his friend.
I know the companies very well. I know what they're doing, but I have to see what percentage of market they have. We have to see the Netflix percentage of market, Paramount, the percentage of market. I mean, none of them are particularly great friends of mine. You know, I want to do what's right. It's so very important to do what's right.
But Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is on Paramount's side. And this has injected the Trump family directly into the biggest media war in years. A move that raises concerns about influence, power, and conflict of interest. Because whoever wins this fight will control some of the most powerful stories ever told. And the government knows it. Both companies, Netflix and Paramount, will face extreme scrutiny. The Justice Department will dissect every detail. Netflix's plan has already drawn warnings that it would give the dominant streaming player even more power over actors and screenwriters. Questions are erupting if Netflix will support theatrical releases, as Warner Bros. Currently does. On the other hand, a combined Paramount-Warner Bros. Would also leave it in control of a significant slice of sports and children's entertainment. This raises potential concern for advertisers and local television distributors. Netflix is relatively new to deal-making. Some experts suggest that Paramount could be in a stronger position, thanks to the relationship between Trump and the Ellison family. But here's the multi-million-dollar question. Why are Netflix and Paramount fighting so hard? Because Warner Bros. Is not just a studio, it's a century of storytelling. A vault of legends. The greatest characters ever created, and some of the most iconic worlds ever built. Owning Warner Bros. Means owning cultural gravity. It means controlling the stories people remember, the stories people grow up with. Netflix wants it to dominate the streaming wars. Paramount wants it to survive them. Neither Netflix nor Paramount has offered much insight into how they would incorporate Warner Bros. Into their current offerings. When it comes to prices, boosting Netflix's offerings could allow it to charge customers more. But if viewers find they are paying for one streaming service rather than two, it could cost them less. So both sides are preparing for a long, brutal fight. Shareholders will battle, lawyers will clash, regulators will dig, and the Trump family's role will hang over every step. Hollywood sure loves plot twists, but no one expected the latest blockbuster drama to unfold in real life. Netflix thought it had locked the deal, Paramount kicked the door back open, and Warner Bros., the house of a century's worth of stories, is in the middle of it all.
I was born into revolution. I inherited power like a crown. What I delivered was isolation. I built a personality cult that touched every home. Millions suffered hunger under my rule, but no one dared to speak. I ruled from palaces. My people queued for rice. I called myself the dear leader. History calls me something else, the dictator. Who am I?